Hey, HR friends, welcome back. We're in the 4-3 emotional 6.5 day sequence. We're going to talk about day two. Now, when we start a new emotional sequence, we do a general overview. If you haven't watched that, come up here and click this button right here. So you back out of the video, and this is literally right below the video you're watching, right above the charts we're about to go through. All right, so here's day two. Day two here is in the white rectangle, all right? And these are the electromagnetic patterns that try to agitate our defensive design. And we've got some good news. As we said yesterday, you can see we've had some emotional polarity flip that's been lingering in to the first part of 4-3 here. But by the time we hit day two, we really flatten out. You see how we bottom out here in first person? We also bottom out in third person. Now, there's a little bleep right here in the second 12 hours that you might want to look at. Four is the number we really pay attention to. So if first person and third person agitations add up to equal a four or above, well, that's a high alert day. Now, this sequence is pretty relaxed, especially day two, three, and four before we're going to have that jump up right here. Now, again, you really want to know when this pattern is going to elevate because it's trying to manipulate your choices. We don't want your choices manipulated because what it does is it tries to convince you one of two things. One, you don't have to get along with your teammates, and two, you don't have to balance your routine. Now, if you don't do those two things, these governing frequencies, well, they have something to say about that. The more out of balance you are with the teammates, the more out of balance you are with your routine, the faster the quadrants of your body are going to age and be destroyed by this repeating pattern of frequencies. Okay. So when we look at day two here and we're looking at the governing frequencies and what they're going to be policing, you can see that there's going to be a little bit more going on in the left upper quadrant. Right upper quadrant, that stays about the same. There's a little peak midway through the section. The good news, if you were having left lower quadrant problems in day one, that gas pedal is going to ease off a bit. We're going to hit the brake a little bit here, and this is going to be much lower. And then at the end of day one, the right lower kind of popped up, and you're going to see that that's going to stay up during this sequence. So the two that you really got to be concerned about for day two here is the right lower quadrant and the left upper quadrant. They're being tested the heaviest here, okay? All right, let's move down now. We're going to talk about the zoomed in 24-hour period, okay? And when we do this zoomed in, what we're really looking at is these alignments. Alignments are the low-hanging fruit. This is the way that we help you confirm that your choices absolutely matter. Because if your choices are out of balance when these alignments happen, it's very easy to see the consequence of that. So the first one we're going to talk about is this EP. It's the longest alignment of the day. It's 3 hours long. It's going to check to see how well we're getting along with our teammates. Blue has to do with our team. Purple has to do with our routines, okay? So this one's going to see how well we're getting along with the older members of our team. If it's the colors in the upper quadrant of the body, it's just the more mature members. Now, whether they're younger, older, male, or female, you have to be able to coordinate, communicate, alleviate stress with your team members, and most importantly, talk about how you're going to balance your routine with them and how the routines that we're balancing are going to leave this place better for everyone. As long as you're doing that, then you got no worries when this alignment comes around. You're not going to feel anything. You feel something during this time. It's just letting you know you're not balanced, okay? That's all that is. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is this EE. It's going to test the exact same thing. It's just going to come at the end of the sequence. And this is, again, going to put stress on the upper left quadrant, okay? And again, just getting along with those older teammates. So whether they're masculine or feminine, got to be able to communicate, cooperate, alleviate stress, and make sure you're doing objective with them. All right, so the last one we're going to talk about is this ME. This is a 45-minute alignment. This is going to see how balanced your routines are at the larger level. So what are you contributing to the national and the world level? Now, if you're out of balance with this one, you're going to feel it in these upper quadrants. Now, that's the three alignments that we have for today. This is not a super busy day of alignments, and I always remind you, even if you're not feeling it and you're out of balance, damage is being done. That is what causes aging to happen. That's what accumulates to create your future states of disease. These are just moments that really amplify it so we can show you what's happening. You can feel it. These moments are when you're going to feel a knot come on, or you're going to feel a headache come on, or something that you're going to actually notice. And then when it goes away, it'll still be achy and sore, but it won't be as noticeable. That's what we want you to think when you're seeing these alignments. All right, let's keep moving here. So here's the zoomed in 24-hour testing sequence for all the quadrants, and you can always reference this. Go to healthreconnected.com. We've got a live feed. A time bar will come up and show you exactly where we are in the sequence. You can use that for these electromagnetic highs and lows as well. Now, the other graphs we put here are these two, and these are for the strongest frequencies in the body. Okay, so in this next 24-hour period, these are where the strongest frequencies are going to sit. And it's pretty balanced today. Okay, so let's count them up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right, which means we have 5 on the left. Now, if you happen to get right upper quadrant pain during this next 24-hour period of time, we can be certain that that's your third person or your routines that are out of balance. Same thing here. If you happen to get left lower quadrant pain because there's no strong frequencies checking on routines, but there is one on first person, pretty confident we can say that you're having problems with teammates. Now, if you get problems in the red or the green quadrant, you see how there's overlap there? You're just going to want to document what you feel when you feel it. You can use our software and you can tease this out and see exactly which relationships it is you're struggling with, whether it's teammates or whether it's routine. Now, don't overcomplicate this. Commit to your team, balance your routine. You won't have to worry about any of these graphs we talk about. All right, so we're going to end it out as always. We've got the rest of 2024's electromagnetics. We have this so every individual can look forward weeks and months in advance and they can be prepared for when these moments are going to go up. If this pattern tricks you and the people around you, all it does is it creates your stress, it accelerates your aging, and accelerates the states of disease you're going to experience. Now, the more people that we get doing this, if we can get regions of people and nations of people overcoming this pattern, Health Reconnected is trying to make an effect that we can see in the collective picture. You see one or two people, yeah, we're definitely going to help you. We can help individuals become healthy. But when we help regions of individuals become healthy, we can actually change the atmosphere, the environment they coexist in, and make that healthier and more pleasant for them as well. That's what we're up to here, and we need as much help as we can get. Looking forward to seeing you in the next 24.